Bang.
And welcome back, folks.
We're back. I feel like it's been a while.
Yeah, it feels like forever. But I mean, that Bitcoin conference was something, guys, down in Miami. Oh my. I've never seen that much. I mean, that dwarfed 2017 by a lot.
Yeah, I know. We were in, 2017 was probably the most comparable year. But if you look back to just 2019, CJ and I were in Miami for a Bitcoin conference. And I was telling him, we were talking about there's maybe 300, 400 people there. This weekend, we were looking at 13,000 people. And, just the experience was so different. And even in, we're kind of it's not like 2017 in the sense that, the market is kind of trending a bit down. It's a bit neutral right now. And it has been over the last, couple of weeks, but people are still so enthusiastic. And that was really exciting to see. And it was just a great weekend overall.
It was not the feeling of a Bitcoin conference. It felt like I was at Lollapalooza, like multiple stages, outdoor venues, tons of beautiful art, really, really unique to the crypto space. So really glad and pleasure to be a part of.
Yeah, so let's hop right into it because CJ, we've had some concerned members in chat. And like I said, we've been in a bit of a neutral to bearish consolidation over the last couple of weeks, but we're starting to see some more bullish signals hit the market, specifically in Bitcoin and in ETH. But I want to start with Bitcoin because, I kind of like what we're seeing. You sent me a chart this morning that I thought was pretty interesting. So I think we should really lead off with that. So why don't you take us away, my friend?
So let me first preface this by just saying we're not out of the woods yet. I still think that 200-day moving average on the daily chart is very significant resistance. However, the thing of what I wanted to highlight is that TD by 9 on the weekly chart. We've had, a downturn ever since the past 5 weeks, really. And ever since we had our initial fall below 30K, we've had a lot of declining bearish volume, which is pretty much a good sign. Also on the chart behind us, you can see that we're pretty neutral when it comes to that 20 smooth moving average, that white line. Overall, we've had about a 42% decrease since the top in terms of weekly closes. So that may end up being a sufficient correction. We'll see. But typically, these TD by 9s are very interesting points of reversal. And when you combine that with the declining bearish volume I mentioned and the stochastics beginning to turn over a little bit, it does lead for some promising price action. Like I said, we're not out of the woods yet, but I'm going to be paying attention to that 9 for at least the next week and see how those 1 and 2s kind of behave after it.
Yeah, CJ, I really like the way that this channel's looking. It's a lot more bullish than some of the other technical formations I've seen being presented over the last couple of weeks. What are you going to be you said you're going to be waiting for the next couple of weekly candles. What would you like to see in those weekly candles to kind of validate this channel and make you think that, maybe we could go back up and retest the upper bound of this channel?
Bullish volume and a bullish engulfing candle. Those are always the clearest and most distinct forms of buyers coming in and telling you, essentially voting with their dollars or whatever currency they're buying Bitcoin with, but they're voting that they think the price is going to go higher. And so those are always something that I look for. And as you can see, there really isn't a whole lot of weekly resistance up until, 50K. So it's going to be interesting. And I'm excited to see what happens this week.
I'm right there with you, CJ. Another thing that I thought was pretty exciting, so I tossed it in here with some of our charts. It's something that was announced this weekend at the Bitcoin Miami conference by Jack Mallers and Anthony Pompliano. And that is El Salvador is going to make Bitcoin legal tender. They are the first national government to do that. And it's a big step. They're a small country, but they have 10 million people that are now going to be, opened up to Bitcoin. So we've been talking about milestones in the past year. We had institutions adopting Bitcoin. That was one of the major milestones in 2020. And one thing that people pointed out as possibly a next step towards, mainstream acceptance of Bitcoin is governments starting to put Bitcoin on their balance sheet and making it legal tender. So it was exciting to see, in the excitement of the weekend, that El Salvador was the first country, and they made history by allowing Bitcoin to be used as legal tender. So exciting stuff.
I'm curious to hear Dr. Doge's take on the conference and kind of our recent price action as well. Live from the airport, it appears.
Well, pretty near there, CJ. I'm at the convention center. I had a breakfast with some miners, and I was lucky enough. I had dinner. Our friend Alex Macioli flew in from the Bitcoin Miami Fest, and he and I had dinner last night together. That's of course Trade the Chain guys, and of course you can see our guys on that show daily. It's 1:30. Is that 1:30 Eastern, CJ?
Yeah, we range within that half-hour window.
Yeah, yeah, kind of like my 3 at 3. It's not always right at 3 o'clock. But yeah, I was very impressed by the show. I saw a lot of first use cases for new coins. One of them's a military coin, MIL, where they give a portion of those funds to the military. And that one's been getting a lot of love lately. I mean, pull up a weekly chart on that one, and it's only been around a little bit, and it's just popping. But yeah, I was not surprised that most of the people at the conference are CJ and Monty's age or younger. You guys had not only Richard, but that other guy, that kid that was what, 8 or 9 years old?
Yeah, Jace, the crypto kid.
Yeah, the crypto kid. He said, yeah, call me the crypto kid. I don't think we have a choice. We got to call you the crypto kid. But boy, so many smart young people at that show. And I was very impressed that it wasn't all just, there were some of the flash things, there's guys walking around with giant, Bitcoins made out of gold on a big gold chain and things like that. And those aren't your, chances are those guys don't even have much Bitcoin, just like some of the folks that rent the Lamborghini for the day and all that kind of stuff. But there was a lot less of that. Maybe there were the same number of those people, but like you guys said, since the last conferences were like 3,000, 4,000 people, even Mo Levin's conferences, which are very well attended in Miami, this one was like over the top. So maybe there were the same number of Lamborghinis and Rolls Royce and Bentley and big gold bit chain medallions and things, but they were a smaller percentage because we had so many more people at the conference. And they seem to be more real people. I mean, I met 3 different Bitcoiners that do 10,000 rigs or more at the conference. That's a significant hash power right there, folks. 10,000 rigs. And obviously you're not fitting that in a basement or something like that. You're in a cooled facility just for, more or less made just for that. But anyway, yeah, I was pumped up again. It was easy not to be as excited after May, just because it was such a bloodletting. But a lot of the OGs like Charlie Shrem, who you guys were with, and Pomp, and I didn't see Tone. Oh yeah, I saw Tone Vase there too. Tone. I thought all the enthusiasm among the OGs as well as the young group sort of relit fires, I think, in a lot of us about where we think crypto goes. I still don't think Max is right. I still think Max is way overly optimistic. But eventually he'll be right. His timing's just wrong, I think. Which would be why, yeah, we're not selling. No, and I'm not selling. But I also loved he and Michael Saylor up there. I thought that was crazy. And I thought Jack Dorsey, I loved that he got shouted out by Laura Loomer. I just loved that, that she went after him about, you shouldn't even be here because you're a totalitarian. You're not a, free markets. You're not a DeFi. I thought she went after him hard. And he had no good response, I didn't think. except just that it's, hey, it's my platform, it's my football, I can take it and go home.
Yeah, there were a lot. Go ahead, CJ.
No, you had a very interesting story about the Winklevoss twins as well.
Yeah. So seeing those guys was pretty surreal. There's a lot of people that I saw this weekend that was pretty surreal, but the lines to get into the main stage to watch the speakers was ridiculous. And when you had to walk off the stage, you pretty much got mobbed by people. And the Winklevoss twins, they're billionaires and they're no joke. And it looked like they were almost by themselves and they were walking off stage and they started to get swarmed by people. And this one guy got really close to them. And out of nowhere, these plainclothes security guards just pounced. And it happened so fast. And they had the earpieces in, like, yeah, we got them secured. And sure enough, the Winklevoss twins just walked right by. I was like, man, this is it was like presidential security almost. It was pretty surreal to see. But there's a lot of interesting things that happened this weekend at the conference, CJ. A lot of interesting people. One thing that I really enjoyed seeing was, we had a booth right there and we met a lot of fans ourselves. That was great. Everyone that stopped by and said hello, thank you so much. It was awesome to see you. But also we were right next to Steve Ehrlich, the CEO of Voyager, and seeing him interact with customers of Voyager and, just fans of Voyager was so cool to see. There weren't too many CEOs, just think like what I just said about Cam and Tyler Winklevoss and Gemini, they were pretty much untouchable this weekend, but Steve was on the floor talking to the people, answering questions, shaking hands. It was really cool to see. And, that's just one thing that I love so much about Voyager is, the personal relationship you can kind of get with those executives. And Steve really embodied that this weekend.
Yep, he did. And you guys, boy, you guys had a crowd around you at the booth the entire time. It was amazing. And then Kevin came into the booth, Kevin O'Leary. He'll be on the roundtable tonight, folks, 4 p.m. Eastern time, 4 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you tune in for that because Kevin will answer some more questions about, what he thinks of DeFi and crypto, the Rebel stocks, the former meme stocks, now known as Rebel stocks, and the Rebel coins. But hey, how about Trade the Chain did a successful launch of their coin, I believe, at the show.
Yeah, Cent token. They got the smart contract minted. And so we're definitely going to talk more about that as the governance token of the Trade the Chain company. So it'll be interesting to ask Alex about that today later and see what his take is and aspirations for the Cent token.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that too. But also what I'm looking forward to, CJ, is our Doges of the day. And particularly I'm looking forward to yours because you sent me one. And, I don't know if we'd classify it as a Doge. We talk about it as just kind of a pick of the day. But this got me pretty excited because the formation looks great. It's one that, I hold personally. I know a lot of people in our community hold. And I think it's really important for the overall ecosystem for this asset to perform well. So you want to tell us about your Doge of the day today and what you're seeing?
So this is, Ethereum is what I really want to highlight. That's the pattern. The Doge, though, if we're going to talk about smaller cap assets, is KNC, legacy KNC. I really like that if it gets above 260 in the sense that it tests those previous highs. I think if it can break above those previous highs after last week and that crazy amount of volume, might be a really interesting bullish continuation pattern that might be underway. Well, what I really like about Ethereum and why I think it bodes well for the entire market is that we see Bitcoin, we see it kind of going through a neutral consolidation, not really making any definite moves. But the thing that I really like about the Ethereum chart is now we're above the 20 smooth moving average, and we've been creating consistent higher lows ever since bottoming on that TD sequential buy 9 earlier in May. So what I'm looking at is a breakout trigger level of about 2,800, 2,900, anywhere in that realm. I think if the bulls break that level on high volume, we could easily go up to our previous resistance level at roughly 3,500. Of course, we're going to have to see bullish buying volume coming in at mass. But as of now, the higher lows and the technical formation is looking really, really nice, in my opinion. So I'm going to be watching Ethereum for those breakout levels.
Very nice, CJ. 3,500 Ethereum sounds very good to me. And, I think this fits in with some of the more macro perspectives as well. When we talk about Bitcoin making that run up in the second half of the year, I think ETH would be well positioned to do the same if it does complete this formation, press up against this previous all-time high. I think, by the end of the year, we could see a clean break to this level and possibly even a 10K Ethereum like many people have been predicting. But how about you, Dr. Doge? Do you have a Doge of the day for us today?
I do, and it is Doge. Yep, I am picking up some more Doge here at 36 cents. It's been an interesting trade, guys, between the mid 30s and the low 40s. So I'm not saying that range has to continue, but it's trading over $1 billion. What is it? $1.9 billion right now in the last 24 hours. So, for all the folks that always want to shoot at Doge, it's still humming along. And sooner or later, I think you get a chance to pick it up between 35 and 36 cents. Right now it's 36.44. So I have some that I bought over the weekend. I will probably try to buy more at right around this level. I'm seeing if if we get any kind of a dipping here towards 35, but I don't want to be a pig. I mean, I don't want to miss it for, that couple hundredths of a cent. But I do think it trades back. It's been bouncing up to about 42, and I think that must be some sort of resistance here. So we'll see if we can get up to that resistance.
As far as Doge's fell, it's still creating higher lows, and it's hitting a really nice support level here with that 20 smooth moving average. So yeah, I mean, especially after what happened to AMC last week, Doge is always just like a magnet for retail capital and retail speculation. So I wouldn't mind buying a little bit of Doge either. But Monty, what you got for us?
Well, I just want to quickly say the marketing team over at Doge was hard at work this weekend at Bitcoin Miami. I don't know if you guys saw, but some guy ran on stage and he's just wearing like a jumpsuit and he ripped it off and he had a Doge t-shirt on and like Doge pants on, and he was probably escorted out by security. But props to the Doge marketing team. That guy, the one-man team right there.
I wasn't aware Doge had a marketing.
Nah, that's him. That's pretty much it. But I will wrap it up today with my Doge of the day. And mine's one that, a lot of people have been talking about. A lot of people were talking about it at the conference, and that is Cardano. And one thing that I look for when I'm picking my Doge of the day is a bit of divergence from the rest of the market in terms of the way it's been setting up over the last, week or week and a half. And I think Cardano is an asset that, looks very different from the rest of the market. One thing that I noticed in our chat in the community is a lot of people pointing out the fact that lots of these assets are trending together right now. You're seeing a lot of very similar technical formations, especially when you look at the daily chart. But looking at Cardano, I'm seeing something a little bit different. So one thing that, is somewhat bearish is the declining volume. Well, I think Cardano is setting itself up nicely to make a run up to its previous high of around $2.50 when it does see that volume. It's hanging out right around this simple moving average. It's kind of consolidating around this level, and it's also putting in some higher lows, kind of like Ethereum is as well. So, despite this declining volume, it's still hanging in around this moving average, still continuing to somewhat trend upwards over the last 10 days. So for me, the formation of Cardano is looking bullish. And I think if it does start to get, some speculation, this is another one that I think, really could benefit from retail capital. I think a lot of retail traders that trade stocks like AMC and GameStop can look to Cardano for similar returns over the next couple of months. And I think retail traders will do exactly that. So when the volume does come, I think Cardano is positioned very well to make a quick run to the upside. And full disclosure, I do hold some Cardano, and I am planning to purchase some more today if we do get a clean break and close on the daily chart above this pink simple moving average right here. If that does happen, that would be sufficient evidence for me to increase my position and enter another long trade with the goal of taking profit around the previous all-time high. So that is my Doge of the day, Cardano. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got for that. CJ, any closing?
A lot of similarities between Cardano and Ethereum, it seems like. So I like that trade as well, Monty. Seems that Dr. Doge has left us a little prematurely. However, if you're looking for a place to trade crypto for zero commissions, we advise you check out Voyager. After all, they are the sponsor of this program, where you can earn up to 9 or even 10% on USDC in interest. And you can sign up and get $25 free in Bitcoin if you use the promo code Rebel25. I love Voyager token and the interest boost that it provides for the holders of the platform. Also, if you'd like to learn more about our insights and our trading community, you can check out the link below in the description at marketrebellion.com/try crypto. But thank you very much for watching, folks. And thank you again for those who met up with us at the conference. It was a great pleasure meeting all of you. Monty, anything you want to leave the folks with here today?
No, I just want to echo that sentiment, CJ. It was wonderful meeting all of you. And one thing that we really, harped on this weekend, CJ, was our education curriculum. So I just want to quickly highlight, some of the courses that we've been working on, some of the courses you've added over the last couple of weeks. Today, we talked a lot about the simple moving average. Go check out our education curriculum. We got some really great stuff. CJ walks you through how to use it, when it's beneficial, and, how you may be able to use it to make some successful trades. So you can try that. That's included with your $1 first month at marketrebellion.com/try crypto. Well, that's all we got for today. We will see you later today on Trade the Chain. But thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day.